Hey y'all, it's your boy Big Mike. You know that dude you be seeing on the streets and be like, hey, is that dude that be doing them YouTube videos? Yeah, that's me. And for today's topic, we're going to be talking about breaking bread with your neighbor. Now, I have a little bit to eat right here, some macaroni and cheese, some green beans, some meatloaf, and some cornbread. Excuse me for a second while I get my eat on. It's officially lunchtime because it's 2 o'clock where I live, but it's actually my breakfast because it's the first thing that I had to eat all day. And yes, I do believe breakfast is the important meal of the day, regardless of if it's literally breakfast food like bacon and eggs and hash browns and sausage and waffles and that kind of thing, or what I'm eating today. And what I mean by breaking bread isn't necessarily eating food because when you in the streets they call breaking bread sharing like nice amount of money in the pot or whatever. You make something like, let's just say $10,000, and you got a crew and they doing errands and putting in work and that kind of thing for you. They they expect to be compensated monetarily. So breaking bread would be like giving them like $1 or $2,000 out of the pot. But I'm mainly talking about eating food and sharing it with people, regardless if they're your literal relative or, like I said, neighbor, a friend on the street. Now, I talked about one of my relatives before. I can't remember which video it was on, but I had went to this funeral, and like after you leave a funeral, you have a repast, and you either eat at the church or the family member's house or something like that. Well, me, my mother, her brother, and like one of his adopted daughters had, kind of met up at this restaurant, and my mother was willing to pay for everybody's, meal and everything, but my cousin, her then boyfriend, and her son had to go somewhere, so they didn't really want to stay. They just came to just show up, basically, because we hadn't seen everybody at the funeral. So me, my mother, and her brother, got our plates and went and sat down to eat. So my cousin finally shows up, and she's just standing directly next to me. Like, I gotta look up at her. She didn't want to sit down and just join the meal with us for whatever reason she had to leave. Like I said, so she's just eyeballing my plate, looking at what I picked out, and she was like, "Hey, cuz, can I get two of your shrimp?" Because I had a lot of seafood on my plate, fish and seafood and stuff like that. So before I even get to respond to her, to approve or deny her access to what's on my plate, she sticks her filthy fingers, because I know she hadn't washed her damn hands, on my plate. And I damn near bit my bottom lip off, because that is a cardinal, excuse me, a cardinal sin to never, to never, excuse me, never, ever, ever put your hands on my plate to get anything. I don't care if it's a French fry or anything. I mean, I don't even like my mother eating off my plate. That's just how serious I am about it. So I'm looking at her. I look at my plate, and I dang near pushed it off the table, because I was so disgusted at that whole little scene she just pulled off. I set my fork down, and just thought in my head, if I wanted to continue eating what I had in front of me, and just reminded myself in my head that I did pray over my food. So whatever went in my mouth was, I said grace or whatever. I'm really shaking my head about that whole scene, because I felt so violated. I mean, if I wasn't so hungry right now and just knew that the hands that prepared this meal, I appreciate the effort and everything, but like I said, if you hook up with me and you my girlfriend and just we go out to eat and I buy you whatever you ordered on the menu and you stick your fork in my plate, it's a good chance we gonna part ways after that meal because I no I can't get down like that. I don't know what, especially if you ain't washed your hands, you just show up at the restaurant and you just stick your fork in my plate or your raw fingers. That's not a good look right there. How about I get access to your bank account and just withdraw $1,000 without you approving it, or hack one of your social medias? You'd be like, what the hell? So that's really how I feel about it. Especially when my mother offered to pay for her meal. She didn't have no business sticking her hand on my plate. Like, damn. I recently unfollowed this cousin on one of my, well, both of my social medias of Instagram because it's a repetitive kind of my relatives getting me pissed off to the point where I just don't want to mess with them no more. She hurried up and jumped on my list asking me to give her my mother's phone number and was asking for a loan because she's stranded somewhere out of town. Like, you ain't got no finances in order and you out buying other people's meals but turn around and end up stranded because you done overspent. Man, you only have an I'm so pissed right now. When they pockets full, you don't hear from them. But the second when they down and out, you the first person they think about to get them some money. My bakery's closed. You better go ask a stranger some money before you ask me for a thin dime. Because I'm not sharing no amount of money on any one of my relatives. All they do is take and take and take. Palm is always facing up. But when you need it, their hand is facing down, like, oh, I ain't got it, I ain't got it. Well, I'm about to hit this little move right quick, and I need my little twos and fuse. Comment below if you got family and friends that treat you like that. I'm thinking like this. If we can't get it together, like buy the groceries or go make this money, chop it up evenly, you stay right where you at. Don't come nowhere near me. All that take and take and take has played out. How the song go? Love don't live here no more. When I said it, I was being sincere. Whether I had $1 in my pocket or a dime, I gave money to people when I owed somebody else. They can't return the favor. I can't get a birthday card, Christmas gift, nothing. But I always want to hint at what they want or need money for. That was delicious. even lifelong friends is something else. I got one of these lifelong friends. I think our parents knew each other before we were even born. And, this one friend, I'll call him Fat Boy. He had a way of doing things without it always being about finances. No, he would help me out when my relatives were dang near about to kick me out on the street. Took me to the bus station when I had to come back down to Tennessee where I currently live. No, he would no. Well, he did it one time where he kind of let me come over his house and work on some schoolwork. And so when I was in college back in 2000, was it 2017, I believe it was. And let me use his Wi-Fi and stuff because my cousin was just using the Wi-Fi off of her phone, and I was draining that because she didn't have the real Wi-Fi box and stuff like that. So I had to hurry up and come back down here because my grades started slipping, and it just don't work out. I mean, we make all these arrangements for her to come from Michigan, where I used to live, come down here so that I can help her and her fat husband, babysit the kids and stuff like that. And then when I get up there, it's like I only got this much on my check, and I got bills. Well, I'm part of your bill because you said that you was gonna pay me to watch your damn kids. But it's cool though. You gotta just keep these kind of people at arm's length and just keep it moving, basically. But that's pretty much it for today, folks. I mean, if y'all would like to give this video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment or two, and tell me about your funny acting friends and fair weather family, if that's what you want to call them. But no, I'm well way past done over here. If I was a piece of meat, I'd be well done, not medium rare, medium well done with all of them. I'm perfectly fine, content being by myself. I'm just waiting for my little financial blessing. Well, another financial blessing. And that's what they need to do. Get their mind right and get like me, because I don't need them no more. Never did that to the point where they actually helped. It was always a handout, following the slightest little thing. But yeah, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's what you need to do. I greatly appreciate it, yo. Don't forget to share this video, and that would help out with the algorithm also. But that's gonna do it for this week, folks. I know that I said on a previous video that I would be doing this Pacquiao challenge, one chip challenge. It came like more than a week ago. One chip challenge. It's like it's like a Dorito chip, but it's got like the hottest peppers on it possible, like scorpion pepper and Carolina Reaper peppers. It's just like over. Well, I'll explain it again once I do the actual video. It might be next Thursday or something, because I gotta hurry up and get it down, because it's like I'm so scared right now. I was googling just how hot it was, and it's like I did the the Choco Challenge. It's like a little piece of chocolate, and it had a whole bunch of little peppers in it. And man, that was just like 600,000 on the Scoville unit. But this Pacquiao One Chip Challenge is like between 1.4 and 2.2 $1,000. Well, 2.2 thousand on the Scoville unit. So it's like I'm terrified over here. It's like I already know, like from the Choco Challenge, that I'm gonna need some dairy and a whole lot of something sweet to get that off of my tongue. Like you'll see it once I do it. I believe I'm gonna do it next week after I do my grocery shopping. But yeah, I'm gonna get at y'all in about another 7 days. I'll holla.